Good afternoon, children. Welcome back to our next chapter, that is internet terms. Okay, children? Now we all like internet, right? What are we doing? How are we conducting our online classes? By the help of internet, right? But children, when you use internet, we need to know a lot of different terms, okay? Which are usually used in regular routine life when you're using internet. Okay, you may come across many terms. Okay, some of these terms we will be mentioning today in today's lecture. Okay, now let us learn what these terms mean exactly and what are they used for. Okay, children, now you have heard about www. Every time when you uh, enter into Google website, what you do, children? You type three W's, right? The full form is World Wide Web, and it is a part of the internet, okay, that contains all the websites and web pages, okay. www is World Wide Web, full form, children, and it is a part of the internet that contains all the websites and web pages. So these terms we will understand: what is a web browser, what is a World Wide Web, what is a web page. Okay, these terms are everyday used in our routine life. Okay, when we are using mobiles also, we keep using these terms. Okay, children. So when you talk about World Wide Web, okay, in your textbooks, children, you can refer to page number 73, that is your internet terms, okay. Now here, the World Wide Web is the biggest network in the world and many different kinds of information are accessible through it, okay. This information is stored in websites and web pages, okay. Your World Wide Web, all your internet contents, your websites and pages are stored in where? Web pages and various websites which can be found through links known as URL. Full form is Uniform Resource Locators. Okay, children? In recent years, there are many more opportunities have been rising as businesses use the World Wide Web in more involved ways. Okay, children? Now here, children, most of the time, what do you do? To use the internet, what is the requirement? What do you require? You require a web browser, children. Okay, a web browser. What is a web browser? It is an application that is used to view the contents on the World Wide Web. Okay, a web browser works by taking the URL of a page, that is your Uniform Resource Locator. Okay, bringing the correct web page from a web server and displaying the web page for you to see. Okay, now the commonly used web browsers are Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari and Microsoft Edge, right? Children, you use lot of web browsers. To use internet, what do we require? We require a program or a software called as a web browser. Okay, now you use Google Chrome a lot, right, children? So to access a website, okay, I'll just explain you what is a website. But to access a website, you require a browser. Okay, so you have various browsers. Fine, children. Now sorry, we will understand what is a website, children. Okay, here it is mentioned a web browser is an application that is used to view content on the World Wide Web. This is a short form you can mention for your web browser description if it is asked in your exam. Okay, now the most commonly used are Google Chrome, Mozilla, Apple Safari, Microsoft Edge. All these are the browsers children used to surf. Okay, surfing means navigating around various information required by us by the help of a website. So I will explain you, children, what are the websites. Okay, what is a website, children? It is a collection of different kinds of information that can be viewed on the World Wide Web. The content present in websites can be of many types, for example, web pages, videos, documents. Okay, now the websites are hosted on places known as web servers. Okay, I'll explain you what is a web server also, children. Okay, and the information is brought from these servers. Okay, so you have usually children, when you open Google Chrome, what happens? You get a address bar here like this, right? And then you type the information, right children? So here your website name has to be typed. Like for example, you want to shop on Amazon. Everybody knows, right children? Your dada mama buys a lot of clothes, your shoes, your books sometimes, okay, from Amazon, Flipkart, all these websites are well known by everybody right now, right children? So a website is recognized by a domain name. There is a domain name like such as a google.com, amazon.com or wikipedia.com. The domain name is what makes a website unique, okay? A website is made unique by the domain name. So it has to be purchased from a person, okay, who is controlling or selling, hosting the websites. That information, children, when you grow a little more in a higher classes, you'll get all these information, how to purchase a website, from where it is purchased. Okay, right now you all are in 4th standard, children, so we'll just understand the theoretical concepts, and then maybe a little later, maybe in 5th standard, you may do a little more about it. Okay, this name is used by the browser to identify a website. Okay, a domain name is used to identify a website, as for example, as I gave you, google.com, amazon.com, right? Now, websites are usually accessed using the hypertext transfer protocol, or sometimes it is known as transmission protocol. Okay, now hypertext transfer protocol, the full form is HTTP. Whenever you usually what happens is, children, most of the websites you have to type your HTTP. Full form is hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, hypertext transfer protocol, or you can type it as hypertext transmission protocol. Okay, now this is why you see, because of HTTP at the beginning of every site, okay, although sometimes a browser may hide it, but websites can be accessed through the web browsers. Okay, so this is how, if I have to visit a website, okay, what I do is I type HTTP, a colon, and a forward slash, 2 forward slashes, children, amazon.in. When I type this and press an enter key, I can enter into my Amazon website. So on the mobiles, you all must have seen, right children? Your Amazon is a famous website for shopping. Your parents buy a bag for you, shoes, clothes. Most of the electronic items are purchased from Amazon website, Flipkart website, right children? So here, similarly, this is an example where you can go to amazon.in and shop for your products. Okay, now when you open a Google Chrome, children, in your books, some example is given wherein you can open a web browser, Google Chrome, and then type on stylussolutions.com, and then you enter into the website for all the other details. So for example, here we have given the Amazon page. Okay, now what is a web page? What is a web page? A web page is the basic unit of a website. Okay, almost all the content on the internet can be found on a web page. That is depending on what kind of information, children, depending on the domain name, okay, related to a particular company. Now Amazon, what happens? Amazon, what they do? They sell various products from various companies. Similarly, google.com is a search engine. It helps you to search information all over the world, right? So a web page is the basic unit of a website. Okay, almost all the content on the internet can be found on a web page. Children, I'm trying to go through your books also, so that you find it easier for your studies. Okay, now basic web pages are made of plain text, images and formatting written in a web language known as HTML. Children, you have already heard about HTML. Now in SSC we will be teaching you hypertext markup language, but we do not know by the time you reach SSC what will be new, because every month, every year there is something new coming up in computers to learn. Okay, the latest technologies. So if we are here, we will be teaching you whatever is latest. Okay, this language forms the building blocks of the World Wide Web. That's your HTML helps you. Okay, now my first web page, you can see this, welcome to my first web page. How this is being displayed on the browser? Because somebody has done the coding in HTML. That's the reason you can get the information on your website. So currently websites have expanded to include more elements such as videos, JavaScript and CSS to make the content more interactive and interesting. Okay, children? Now children, will see what is a web server. Okay, now web server is a program that stores information about the content for a website. Web servers are given requests through various internet transfer protocols, okay, like HTTP, that's your hypertext transmission or transfer protocol, and accordingly the server brings the correct site for you. Okay, children, now what is e-commerce? Okay, e-commerce is the practice of buying and selling items through the internet. Many companies such as Amazon, Flipkart allow you to buy different kinds of items through their sites or through mobile applications. Okay, now these companies also have some physical utilities, such as they have delivery persons, they have retail stores, but their businesses and transactions are conducted primarily through the internet. Okay, so that's why that's an example for e-commerce. Amazon.in is an. Now children will just see downloading and uploading of the files. Okay, now what do you mean by downloading, children? When you copy the files from the internet. Okay, files can also be shared by uploading them on the internet and downloading files from it. So downloading means getting from the internet, and uploading means putting it on the internet, okay, for others to see. From one computer to another computer means from your computer to other computers. If you want to send, then that is called as uploading, and downloading means you are getting something from the internet to your computer. Fine, children. Now there is one example for uploading. When you upload a file, there's an example where you can use a website known as transferring a file. Okay, now here this is an example of e-commerce. Okay, this is you buy. Then in the next slide there is an example how you go through the Amazon website. Okay, now there are many services, as I said, many services that allow downloading and uploading files from a source. When you download videos, pictures, there is a website called as Transfer Now. There are various services, children. Okay, now this is a famous website, Transfer Now. So what you have to do is we have to download a file from Transfer Now. So you have to type Transfer Now option. Okay, to download a file from Transfer Now, check your email for the link. You have to know the email ID. Okay, you have to type the email ID. See in your books, children, page number 76, all the steps are given how you can use the Transfer Now option. Okay, when you open the dialog box, you have to navigate where your file is, then click on your file, generate a link, and then your email addresses will be typed. Okay, the page will open and then the file will be ready to download. Okay, so here You have to click the start button. I will send you a small video, children, for transfer now in the next part 2 example, okay, because this is step by step. I will explain you what is transfer now. Fine, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.